What would you change about CityLink's operating system?
The system is okay for the level of resources that we have to invest in it. I guess if I was going to change anything, I would have somebody just give us a whole bunch of money. Oprah was just here. How come we didn't get any of that?
All right. How could the routes be changed to make them more efficient?
That's a good question. We're always trying to operate as efficiently as we can, and these are designed, as you can see, on kind of a hub and spoke method. If you look at it kind of like a bicycle wheel, with downtown being the central area. These transit systems were designed back when downtown was the destination. The General Electric plant used to be down there. There used to be a whole bunch of people at Lincoln National that worked there, and that was the destination point. It's also convenient because for us, because if we're all going to one central place, then people can change buses and then head out a different direction. So that's why it's designed the way it is. That tends to be a relatively efficient way to provide maximum amount of service for the minimum cost.
Awesome. How long does it take to run the whole route?
We can't, because of this design, we can't go any farther out than we can come back in the same period of time. That's just, I don't know, physics or something. So if you're looking at IPFW, you can see that this kind of blue line here goes and wanders around here. We could go farther if we did it in a straight line, but we're trying to go where people are wanting to catch the bus. So there's sort of that kind of trade-off. But we really can only go about as far as Canterbury Marketplace before we have to turn around and come back downtown, so that people who are up here at IPFW can get downtown at the same time all the other buses do, in case you want to go someplace else.
Okay.
So an hour is the answer.
About how many people ride the bus a day?
I estimate somewhere around 6,000 to 7,000 trips per day. So that's not individual people who are riding, but those are people who get on the bus, ride a segment of a trip, and then maybe get off the bus, transfer to another bus. That would be another ride. So we call those unlinked passenger trips. So we're very close to providing 2 million this year. We thought we were going to make it last year, but we didn't quite. We were like 1.987. So this year, we think we'll probably break the 2 million per year.
Awesome. What are your running hours?
We operate from about 6:15 in the morning until about 8:15 in the evening. Our paratransit service has to operate those same hours. That's part of the rules for that service. So whenever the fixed route is running, those smaller buses have to be running as well. Our office hours are basically 8 to 5, so if you want to come in and get passes and stuff like that. But if you need to call in for a question or something, somebody will be here to answer the questions on the phone while the buses are running.
Okay. If more people were to ride the buses, would you extend the hours?
It would help. At $1 a trip, that doesn't cover the full cost of providing the trip. It really only covers about 1/5 of the cost. It costs about $5 to provide you a trip. We're only charging you $1 worth. So it really does take some other people pitching in as well in order to provide additional service. Some other subsidies from state, local, federal sources in order to really have the capital or the operating money that we need to provide extended service. That said, it is our plan. We've done a development plan, talked to riders, talked to people in the community, said, what would you like the bus company to do for you if we had the resources to do it? And let's see if you can guess. What do you think they said?
Longer hours.
Yep, later in the evening and
Probably Sundays.
Sundays. Yep, and more on Saturday, and
You tell us.
what we were talking about before, more convenient service.
Oh, okay.
So that you didn't have to go downtown in order to get to the mall. There's lots of people out here that don't have any routes that go to them at all. We just annexed into Boyd Township. They have some service, but there's a lot of area out here that maybe we don't go to as well. People in New Haven have asked for more service rather than just this one route that kind of stays here. So, better coverage is kind of the other thing. As Fort Wayne grows, it becomes more and more challenging for us to get out there because, like I said, if we get killer out here, we can't get back. So somehow or another, we have to run some kind of a feeder service. We have 2 routes that work that way. We have this Route 21 and this Route 22 over here in Boyd. And the way they work is they connect with Route 2 in this case, which does go downtown, but this one doesn't. It just wanders around out here. So if you wanted to get clear out here, you have to take the 2 bus, and then you have to transfer, and they meet up, so it's not like you have to wait, but and then you transfer, and then you take this one out, like if you wanted to go out to the hospital, Lutheran. So it's not the best, but it's what works for folks, and it gets us that depend upon it. So.
Well, back to one of our previous questions where we were talking about the hours of operation. Do you guys plan on changing that anytime soon, or how does that have to pass through a lot of people before it gets going, or how's that kind of work?
Yeah, we would like to. It's on our to-do list. One of the things that we've been working on doing before that, which actually you didn't mention, is more frequent service. Those of you who've taken the bus know that some of our routes run every half hour and some of our routes only run every hour. So example, if I want to take the Route 3 bus to work in the morning, I can catch it at my house at either 7:30 or 8 or 8:30, or if I'm really running late, 9. But when I get downtown, the 9 bus, which comes out here to our office, only runs every hour. So it limits the number of buses that I can take from my house because I basically have to take the 8 o'clock or the 9 o'clock bus in order to transfer to the other one. So, ideally we'd like to get all of our routes on half hours so that you could go anywhere you wanted to every half hour. That would be huge. That would help a lot. It would give people a lot more flexibility. They could drop their kids off at daycare and then get to work without having to wait another hour before they could catch the next bus. So that would be a big thing that we're really working on. And as soon as we get that figured out, probably the next thing would be later night service and something on Sundays. Maybe not the whole system because there's not that much demand, but something to help people get where they're wanting to go on Sundays. And the late night service may not be all over the buses everywhere running all the time either. It could be more of an on-call kind of thing where we'll come get you if you call ahead, sort of thing.
As you can see, as we talk to CityLink bus riders, they would like longer hours of operation and easier and more convenient schedules.
As we found out, CityLink is in the process of doing so, but if more people rode the bus, there would be a better chance of them taking action.
So ride the bus!